Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gaming Daddy channel. Today, we're going to be looking at Tom Clancy's The Division 2. And yes, I wanted to make this video because there's some pertinent things that I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you guys have been following lately. I've been playing The Division 1. I've gone back and just, started playing the game because there's so much to that game that whenever you get tired of Division 2, my biggest advice is that you should at least consider taking a break from the game itself and play something else. In my case, I've decided to play many other games, and you've been seeing the coverage of most of them on my channel, including Tom Clancy's The Division 1. So the state of the game for Wednesday, August 19th, is pretty much what I wanted to discuss. I was watching it off and on today and, just trying to see if there was anything new that the developers were going to announce. And, largely they pretty much did not announce any big new details that we don't know. And everybody knows in the community that we're looking forward to Skyscraper. And I already mentioned this in like my last division videos or last few division videos that's what I was looking forward to coming back to. But when they didn't announce anything, I kind of, was like, well, I'm not surprised. But there was something really peculiar about the state of the game today. And that was the way Hamish and, the other devs were, kind of addressing everything. They were talking about all what was coming, talking about what we were going to be seeing. But I couldn't help but sense that, Hamish was carrying some kind of weight, in that state of the game. Now, we've seen Hamish for almost 4 years now do state of the game and also some of the other developers. But what's really interesting is there's some key players that we haven't seen a long time ago. And these key players, I've mentioned this many times, and many people have talked about these, are Frederick and Drew. Drew and Frederick are designers regarding some of the weapon, AI, and all those mechanics, and it seems like they've kind of vacated the game, but they're still with massive Ubisoft. And this is what leads me to believe that they're actually working on another game right now. Now, I don't even think that they're working on just one game. I happen to believe that they're working on 2 games. If you followed my channel long enough, we already know that Massive is working on Avatar. They already announced that, I think pretty much around the time they announced the Division 2 in 2017. This is not news for a lot of the people in the community here. We know this. And for more updates of that, they even moved their, a production arm to a different building in Malmö. And so they have a whole dev team working outside of their main building. I don't know if they're moving everybody into this new building or whatever. But my own take is, as much as, Frederick and even Drew may be working on the Avatar project, they didn't seem to start that project initially. And my biggest guess is they're probably going to be working on the Division 3. We got some rumors a while ago talking about how they kind of, halted the production of a Division 3 because of some financial constraints or whatever it was. But to be really honest with you, even if they stopped or halted the production of Division 3 for financial constraints, it doesn't mean that the game is not in production or the game's production has ceased. And I know most of the community right now is feeling like, man, they need to, just continue with the Division 2. They need to not bring out a Division 3. And you have other people in the community saying, if they bring out a Division 3, I'm not going to buy it. Well, like I always say, it is your prerogative. It is your money. You know where you're going to spend it. But they understand that there's a segment of this community that prefers this third-person looter shooter variation over the other looter shooter variations that are out there in the market. As much as many Division agents may tell you that, they're tired of playing the Division, they're moving off to other games, one of the really interesting things is how much we keep coming back and going back to playing the game. Now, I'm not talking about those who've said, I've dropped the game, I deleted it, I sold my copy. I understand you hate the game. Yes, I get it. On the other hand, there are some of us who are probably secretly thinking, I wonder what it will feel like if we had a 3rd Division game, because right now the Division 2 seems to have basically, for many of the veteran players, kind of, outstayed its welcome with the way it's been handled. And I think the way it's been handled has been a cascade of many things. So let's go back and look at development cycle, development announcement, all that stuff. Division 2 started its development like 2 weeks or a month after Division 1 was shipped. Imagine that, March of 2016. This game was already in production somewhere before June of 2016 and then dropped in March of 2019. And so that's why the game, has some aspects that didn't really seem to feel original to the real Division game itself. And yes, there are things that I will tell you that I do like about the Division 2. Being one of the, the old-time players, I do enjoy a lot of what the game has to offer, but it cannot compete with the Division 1 because Division 1 took so much time to clean up and get to where it needs to be right now. And so if you think about, the process or what it would take to get a Division 3 game to the market, I mean, I don't think that's out of the question for this community, especially the fact that this community will be happy to actually enjoy this ecosystem, and especially the fact that Ubisoft is into making these, sequels like crazy. Now, the one thing, though, is there might be a lot of friction in that cycle, and for them to be able to get this, to actually be announced, there has to be some middle ground that they will reach before we see an announcement. So let me tell you how this is all going to play out. Before you hound me in the comment section saying, oh, we don't need a Division 3 game, let me tell you what's going to happen in this community. Massive is going to come out with Skyscraper when they finally get your loot to where it's all fixed and the game is all perfect, and they give you a recalibration station and an optimization station, and everything is all going fine and dandy, and you get your Skyscraper and you're so excited that the loot now makes sense. Just know that for certain they are working on another game, and they're trying to make gamers happy so that they can sell the new Division game to gamers or whatever game they're making next. This is the pattern they used for the Division 1. They made sure that they left Division 1 at the spot where everybody was overpowered and overly happy. And then when they announced the release, the Division 2 in development or being worked on, everybody was happy to patronize them. So watch out for that trend and watch out for that pattern, and see that is exactly what they're going to do. If they don't do this and continue to drag the game along until, the game just becomes something that everybody walks away from down the road, then that's how you will know that they're not making a Division 3 game, or they're not concerned about following that pattern and they want to jump into the avatar market. But guess what? Games like these do provide a lot of profitability. I don't see Ubisoft leaving something like this on the table, because all we have is Skyscraper right now, which is more PvE content. There's still not been any PvP content announced. In the community, there's talk about a damage glitch and all that stuff, but I really don't want to get into that for this video. I just wanted to talk about why I felt that today's state of the game, it seemed like Hamish, was kind of just talking and, I don't know, maybe going through the motions when he knew that there, it felt like he had more on his mind to offer, but just had to stick to his script. I've seen him many times present these state of the games when he knows a lot more than he's letting on. And today was just one of those days where you could just tell this guy is just holding on to a lot of information that he knows will most likely make the community excited. But because of corporate, mandates, he probably can't say anything. And it's really sad, because this is what the community has been asking for. This is what the community needs in a time like this. But, many of these gaming companies usually want to kind of dump their video games as well in the huge marketing cycle and the hype cycle. When some people are already gaining attention, it's easier for them to gain attention as well. I've noticed this. You look at, Warner Brothers games and their release of their Batman games and all this teases they're doing right now. If you're following that, you notice that they kind of want to saturate the market for the fall and the holidays. And so if you're going to even see anything come of the Division very soon, you're going to be looking at holiday, for this year in order to see it. Even Skyscraper, they talked about announcing, the PTS of Skyscraper on the September state of the game. And so when they tell you that they're going to announce it on September, then you might as well expect it maybe late September, early October for the PTS. And then the Skyscraper mode coming out closer to November, which is when we kind of sense that the new consoles are going to be coming out, which is, we're sensing that, new Ubisoft games, new games from many studios are going to be coming out as well. And I'm not going to be surprised that we see a remaster of this game for those, for those platforms as well. And because Ubisoft has a Uplay integration or an Ubisoft account integration, you might be able to carry on your progress or something like that. So I kind of see a lot of different things happening for this game, in regard to the corporate side, but I don't see much happening for its player base, which is the sad side of things. And, until they're able to make it right, it's going to be very difficult for them to sell this game to this community, because a lot of people in the community have been, burnt. But as that has been said, I need to also provide this caveat at the end of the video. There are a lot of new people who play this game and who have just recently joined this game. I don't want the opinions that I share to sound somewhat, negative or somewhat, as a Debbie Downer for you. I have enjoyed everything that I feel the Division has to offer from a player side and from a content creator side. I have been frustrated by everything that the Division has had to use to frustrate me, both from a player side and from a content creator side. So a lot of my opinions, if you're new or for your first time you're watching my video, don't take it as somebody is beating on your game or whatever. If you ask anybody in the community, they will tell you that I am the biggest cheerleader for this game, even to the point people started calling me shill, and I started mocking them because they all said Ubisoft was paying me and all that. And I laughed and told them if Ubisoft was paying me, I probably will be doing a better job and more people will be playing the game. But no one's paying me to give my opinions, if you get what I mean. So that's pretty much my, little update for you guys. I'll try my best, like I promised, to bring you guys a Division 2 video once in a while. But stay tuned. I'll be playing the Division 1. I'll be bringing those gameplay for nostalgia effect because we all know, as many Division agents, we enjoy the game. All right, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you so much for your time and audience. I appreciate you guys a lot. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. If there is any other content you want to check out, or if any question that you have, ask away. There are members of the community that are happy to, engage you and help you with whatever it is you need. Okay? Talk to you soon. Peace.